Hello, my friend. It's time for another sleepy adventure. Hello, sleepy adventurers. Welcome back to another peaceful journey through your favorite worlds. I'm Felix, your sleepy dungeon master, and I'll be guiding you through tonight's experience. Tonight, we find ourselves in the enchanting realm of Westeros, where the grand walls of King's Landing rise majestically against the horizon. Imagine cobblestone streets that echo with tales as old as the Seven Kingdoms themselves, and the soothing rhythm of the Blackwater Bay lapping against the shore. The evening air is rich with the aroma of roasted meats and spiced wines, drifting from the Red Keep where a magical celebration awaits. The sky above is a tapestry of twinkling stars, casting their gentle light upon the bustling city below, where lords and ladies, draped in luxurious silks and velvets, make their way to the grand banquet hall. This is a world where shadows dance with candlelight and whispers of intrigue float on the breeze. As you step into the grand hall, you are greeted by the warmth of 1,000 candles, their flickering flames casting a golden glow over the lavish dining tables, laden with exotic delicacies. You're surrounded by the hum of conversation and the clinking of goblets. The charming Tyrion Lannister offers you a knowing smile from across the room, inviting you to join in the lively festivities. Tonight, you are not merely a guest. You are a part of this opulent tapestry, a figure among the nobles, mingling and savoring the sumptuous flavors of an unforgettable feast. Now, imagine yourself clad in finery, the gentle rustle of your attire mirrored by the whispers of the crowd. The warmth of the hall envelops you, soothing your soul as you relax into the gentle embrace of this enchanting evening. Feel free to drift off as you please, letting the world of Westeros cradle you into a serene slumber. So, let's begin your journey. The evening sun cast its golden rays over King's Landing, bathing the city in a warm amber glow as you stood by the window of your modest chamber. The view from your room at the inn was always a spectacle, but tonight, the anticipation of attending your first banquet at the Red Keep made every familiar sight seem new and exciting. The air was filled with the hum of activity as the city prepared for the grand royal celebration, and you could feel a buzz of excitement running through you. Your reflection in the cracked mirror caught your attention. This was not just any evening, it was a night that required you to look your best. You turned away from the window and focused on the task at hand, getting ready for the banquet. The gown you'd chosen for the occasion lay draped over the back of the chair. It was a deep emerald green, a colour that you hoped would complement your complexion and blend well with the hues of the Red Keep's opulent halls. As you slipped into the gown, its soft fabric caressed your skin, the sensation both comforting and invigorating. You fastened the delicate clasps at your back, admiring the way the dress hugged your form, accentuating your figure with a subtle elegance. The gown was a gift from a dear friend, and wearing it tonight felt like carrying a piece of that friendship with you into the heart of the celebration. Next, you focused on your hair. You decided to keep it simple yet elegant, twisting strands into a loose braid that cascaded over your shoulder. A few tendrils escaped to frame your face, adding a touch of softness to your look. You adorned your hair with a small silver clip in the shape of a dragon. a nod to the Targaryens who once ruled these lands, a symbol that felt fitting for the occasion. With your attire complete, you turned your attention to the final touches, a dab of scented oil at your wrists and behind your ears, a gift from dawn, its fragrance rich with notes of citrus and spice. You took a deep breath, savoring the scent as it mingled with the cool evening air wafting in through the open window. Satisfied with your preparations, you took a moment to steady your nerves. The thought of mingling with nobility was both thrilling and daunting. You had heard tales of the extravagant feasts at the Red Keep, where tables groaned under the weight of exotic dishes and the air was filled with laughter and music. Tonight, you would experience it all firsthand, and the thought made your heart race with excitement. Leaving your chamber, you descended the stairs of the inn, the wooden steps creaking softly underfoot. The common room was bustling with activity as fellow guests prepared for the evening. You exchanged nods and smiles with those you recognized, the shared anticipation of the night's festivities creating a sense of camaraderie. Outside, the streets of King's Landing were alive with energy. Vendors called out their wares, and the aroma of roasting meats and fresh bread filled the air. You navigated the familiar cobblestone streets, your footsteps mingling with the clatter of hooves and the chatter of townsfolk. The city was a tapestry of sights and sounds, each corner revealing new vignettes of life in the capital. As you made your way toward the Red Keep, you couldn't help but notice the intricate details of the cityscape. The towering spires of the Sept of Baelor loomed in the distance, its stained glass windows catching the light in a kaleidoscope of colors. The bustling markets were awash with vibrant fabrics and exotic spices, their rich scents mingling in the evening breeze. You paused briefly at one of your favorite stalls, where an old woman sold flowers of every hue. She greeted you with a warm smile, her eyes twinkling with the wisdom of years. "A flower for your hair, my dear," she offered, holding out a delicate bloom. "Thank you," you replied, selecting a pale pink blossom. The woman tucked it into your braid with nimble fingers, and you thanked her with a coin and a smile. The simple gesture added a touch of whimsy to your ensemble, a reminder of the small joys that colored your life in King's Landing. Continuing on your way, you found yourself walking alongside others who were also headed to the feast. You exchanged pleasantries and speculated about the evening's events. Would the king make an appearance? What dishes would be served? The sense of shared anticipation was palpable, a current that swept you along toward the grand festivities. As you approached the Red Keep, its imposing silhouette rose against the darkening sky. The walls, built of massive stone blocks, seemed to glow in the twilight, their surfaces reflecting the hues of the setting sun. The grandeur of the fortress never failed to impress you, a testament to the power and history contained within its walls. The path to the keep was lined with torches, their flames flickering in the gentle breeze. They cast a warm golden light over the procession of guests making their way to the entrance. You felt a flutter of excitement in your chest, a mixture of nerves and exhilaration as you neared the culmination of your journey. The gates of the Red Keep loomed ahead, flanked by guards clad in the Lannister crimson and gold. They stood at attention, their expressions stern but not unkind as they surveyed the arriving guests. You approached with a respectful nod, presenting the invitation that had brought you here tonight. "Welcome," one of the guards said, his voice courteous as he inspected the parchment. With a nod, he gestured for you to enter, and you felt a thrill of anticipation as you crossed the threshold into the realm of the nobility. Once inside the courtyard, you paused to take in the scene. The space was a hive of activity, with lords and ladies mingling under the open sky. Lanterns hung from the branches of ancient trees, casting a soft glow over the gathering. The sound of laughter and conversation filled the air, punctuated by the occasional trill of a lute or the clink of goblets. You took a moment to soak in the atmosphere, your senses alive to the sights and sounds around you. The anticipation that had been building throughout the day now reached a crescendo, a symphony of emotions that made your heart sing with excitement. As you stood on the cusp of the festivities, you felt a hand on your shoulder. Turning, you were met with the familiar face of a friend, their smile a mirror of your own excitement. "Are you ready for this?" they asked, their eyes sparkling with anticipation. "More than ready," you replied with a grin, your earlier nerves now replaced with a sense of eager anticipation. Together, you moved toward the grand entrance of the banquet hall, the promise of an unforgettable evening beckoning you forward. With each step, you felt the weight of the evening settle around you like a cloak, a tapestry of possibilities woven into the fabric of the night. The grand feast awaited, a celebration that would mark your first true foray into the glittering world of King's Landing's nobility. As you reached the threshold of the banquet hall, you paused, savoring the moment. The journey had been a tapestry of sights and sounds, a sensory feast that set the stage for the wonders that lay ahead. You took a deep breath, the air rich with the promise of revelry, and stepped forward into the heart of the celebration. The air is thick with anticipation as you step through the grand, arched doorway into the opulent halls of King's Landing. The last golden rays of the setting sun spill through tall, stained glass windows, casting vibrant patterns across the cool stone floors. The intricate designs dance like spirits on the polished surface, creating a kaleidoscope of colours that beckons you further into the heart of the Red Keep. Your eyes roam over the high ceilings, where massive chandeliers hang like glittering constellations. They catch the fading light, refracting it into a symphony of twinkling stars. The walls are adorned with rich tapestries depicting epic battles and legendary tales from the Seven Kingdoms, their woven threads narrating stories of valor and tragedy. You can almost hear the clash of swords and the cries of victory as you pass by, each scene a testament to the history and grandeur of this place. The air is tinged with the faint, earthy scent of burning incense, mingling with the aroma of freshly polished wood and the subtle perfume of blooming flowers. You pause to admire a lavish arrangement of crimson roses and golden lilies, their fragrance a delicate promise of the feast to come. The blooms are meticulously arranged in a large bronze urn, their vibrant colours echoing the regal hues that dominate the hall. As you move deeper into the space, the soft murmur of activity reaches your ears. Servants bustle about like diligent bees, their movements swift and precise. You watch as they lay out long tables, draping them with pristine white cloths that billow like clouds. Silver platters and goblets catch the light, their surfaces gleaming in anticipation of the sumptuous banquet they will soon host. The clinking of cutlery and the rustling of fabric create a gentle, rhythmic melody that underscores the preparations. The warmth of the room wraps around you like a comforting embrace, a stark contrast to the cool evening breeze that lingers just beyond the stone walls. You run your fingers along the edge of a nearby table, feeling the smooth, cool surface beneath your touch, and marvel at the craftsmanship of the ornate carvings that decorate its legs. Each detail is a testament to the skill and artistry that went into creating this magnificent setting. Your gaze drifts upwards once more, drawn to the vast tapestries that hang above. One in particular captures your attention, a depiction of Aegon the Conqueror atop his mighty dragon, Balerion. The dragon's scales shimmer with an almost lifelike sheen, and Aegon's gaze seems to pierce through time, challenging any who would dare question his dominion. You can't help but feel a sense of awe at the legacy that permeates these walls, each corner steeped in the echoes of the past. In the far corner of the hall, a group of musicians tune their instruments, the soft strains of a lute mingling with the gentle hum of a harp. The music is soothing, its melody weaving through the air like a gentle breeze, setting the mood for the evening's festivities. You imagine the notes will soon swell to fill the space, a harmonious backdrop to the laughter and conversation that will soon follow. Nearby, a cluster of flickering candles cast a warm glow over a small alcove, illuminating a collection of delicate figurines displayed on a wooden shelf. Each figure is a masterful work of art, their intricate details telling stories of their own. You lean in closer, drawn to the delicate craftsmanship of a dragon, its wings poised as if ready to take flight. The figurine seems almost alive in the soft candlelight, a guardian of the night's celebrations. As you continue your exploration, you pass a series of large, arched windows, their panes open to allow the cool evening air to mingle with the warmth inside. The distant sounds of the city reach your ears, a low murmur of voices, the clatter of hooves on cobblestones, and the faint strains of music from a distant street performance. It's a reminder of the world outside, bustling and alive, even as you stand in this secluded pocket of luxury and anticipation. You pause at a table where a servant carefully arranges a display of exotic fruits and delicacies. The vibrant colors and enticing aromas draw you in, and you marvel at the bounty spread before you. There are figs and pomegranates, their rich hues promising sweetness, alongside platters of cheeses and cured meats, each selection a testament to the wealth and opulence that defines King's Landing. The sight makes your mouth water in anticipation, a tantalizing preview of the feast to come. The room is a symphony of textures, from the cool, smooth marble beneath your feet to the soft, plush velvet of the draped curtains. You run your fingers over the fabric, feeling its luxurious softness, and imagine the stories these walls could tell if only they could speak. Each element of the room seems to whisper secrets of nights past, of laughter and intrigue, passion and betrayal. As the final touches are put in place, you feel a growing sense of excitement, the air charged with the promise of celebration. You take a deep breath, savoring the scents and sounds, the colors and textures, each element a piece of the intricate tapestry that is King's Landing. The grand hall stands ready, a magnificent stage set for an evening of wonder and delight. You pause for a moment, taking it all in, feeling the pulse of history and the weight of expectation. The night is just beginning, and you are poised on the brink of an unforgettable experience, the promise of the banquet lingering in the air like a sweet, unspoken vow. The anticipation is almost tangible, a living thing that thrums beneath your skin, urging you forward into the heart of the celebration. The grand doors of the great hall swing open with the kind of grandeur that only King's Landing can muster. You step inside, the bustling excitement of the banquet immediately enveloping you. The hall is a masterpiece of opulence, with its high vaulted ceilings and walls adorned with rich tapestries depicting the storied history of the realm. Chandeliers, dripping with candles, cast a warm, flickering light over the room, and the scent of roasted meats, spices, and freshly baked bread fills the air, tantalizing your senses. As you take in the scene, your eyes are drawn to the long tables stretching across the hall, laden with an array of dishes that seem as endless as the stories of Westeros itself. You feel a sense of wonder and anticipation, knowing that you are about to partake in an evening of indulgence and intrigue. Tyrion Lannister, the Hand of the King, waves you over with a knowing grin. "Ah, there you are," he calls out, his voice carrying above the din of conversation and laughter. "Come, sit by me. You'll want a good vantage point for what promises to be an evening full of surprises." With a nod of gratitude, you make your way through the crowd, weaving between courtiers and nobles dressed in their finest silks and velvets, each fabric shimmering under the candlelight. You take a seat beside Tyrion, the polished wood of the chair cool against your skin, and he pours you a goblet of wine, its deep red hue catching the light. "First time at a royal feast?" Tyrion asks, his eyes twinkling with mischief. You nod, admitting that the sheer scale of the celebration is unlike anything you've ever experienced. "Well, you're in for a treat. The cooks have outdone themselves tonight. Be sure to try the honeyed pheasant. It's a particular favorite of mine." As you take a sip of the wine, its rich, fruity notes dance across your palate, and you feel yourself relax into the convivial atmosphere. The hall is alive with conversation, snippets of political intrigue and personal gossip floating through the air like whispers on the wind. A servant approaches, offering a platter of hors d'oeuvres. You select a delicate pastry filled with spiced lamb and apricots, the flavors melding together in a perfect harmony of sweet and savory. As you savor the bite, Tyrion leans in closer, his voice low and conspiratorial. "Keep an eye on the Lady Margaery," he advises, nodding towards the elegant young woman seated a few places down the table. "She's more cunning than she appears, and her grandmother, the Queen of Thorns, is sharper still." You glance over, intrigued by the interplay of courtly politics, and catch Margaery's eye. She offers you a warm smile, her demeanor charming and gracious. You return the smile, feeling a sense of camaraderie with her, despite the layers of intrigue that undoubtedly surround her. As the first course is served, you find yourself engaged in conversation with the nobles seated around you. They speak of the latest fashions from the free cities, the ongoing tensions in the north, and the latest rumors from the court. You listen intently, absorbing the information and offering your own insights where you can. The feast progresses, each course more sumptuous than the last. You try your hand at the delicate art of eating with grace, guided by Tyrion's occasional whispered tips. "Hold your knife like this," he instructs, demonstrating the proper grip with a flourish. "And remember, it's all in the wrist." With each passing moment, you grow more confident, the initial nerves giving way to a sense of belonging. You find yourself immersed in the experience, the clinking of goblets and the hum of conversation creating a symphony of celebration. As the evening unfolds, you are drawn into a spirited debate with a nearby lord about the merits of various vintages from the arbor. Tyrion, ever the connoisseur, joins in, offering his own expert opinions and regaling you with tales of his travels and the wines he's encountered. In a quieter moment, you find yourself speaking with a lady from Dawn, her dark eyes sparkling with warmth and intelligence. She shares stories of her homeland, painting vivid pictures of sun-drenched landscapes and vibrant festivals. You listen, captivated by her words, and share tales of your own experiences, finding common ground in your love of adventure and discovery. Throughout the evening, Tyrion remains a constant presence, his wit and humour providing a steady anchor in the swirling sea of courtly intrigue. You appreciate his guidance and friendship, knowing that in this world of shifting alliances and hidden agendas, trust is a rare and precious commodity. As the final course is served, a decadent array of sweets and cheeses, you take a moment to savour the experience. The richness of the food, the warmth of the company, and the thrill of the evening all combine to create a sense of magic and wonder. You feel a deep sense of gratitude for the opportunity to be a part of this world, even if only for a night. The evening draws to a close with a toast to the king, the hall ringing with cheers and applause. You join in, raising your goblet high and feeling a sense of camaraderie with the people around you. As the last notes of music fade and the guests begin to disperse, you find yourself lingering at the table, reluctant to let go of the enchantment of the evening. Tyrion, ever perceptive, claps you on the shoulder with a smile. "Remember this night," he says, his voice warm with friendship. "For moments like these are what make life in King's Landing truly worth living." With those words echoing in your mind, you rise from your seat, feeling a sense of fulfillment and contentment. The banquet may have come to an end, but the memories you've made and the connections you've forged will remain with you long after the candles have burned down to stubs. As the final echoes of laughter and clattering of dishes fade into the grand halls of King's Landing, you find yourself stepping into the cool embrace of the evening air. The feast, a whirlwind of sensations and sounds, now lies behind you, a memory already beginning to settle like the last notes of a song. You pause, allowing yourself to breathe deeply, the night air carrying with it the mingled scents of spices, wine, and the distant salt of the sea. The sprawling gardens of King's Landing stretch before you, an inviting labyrinth of moonlit paths and shadowed alcoves. You choose a quiet corner where the gentle rustle of leaves offers a soothing counterpoint to the fading echoes of merriment. Here, beneath the watchful gaze of the stars, you begin to unravel the tapestry of the evening's events, each thread a moment, a conversation, a revelation. You reflect on the opulence of the banquet, the tables laden with dishes both familiar and exotic. Each bite was a journey, a dance of flavors that spoke of lands far and wide. You think of the rich Dornish peppers, their heat tempered by the sweetness of honeyed figs, the crisp skin of roast duck crackling beneath your teeth, and the delicate pastries filled with creams and fruits that burst with summer's essence. Yet it was not merely the food that nourished you. The conversations, too, were a feast of sorts, each interaction a course that fed your curiosity and broadened your understanding of this intricate world. You recall the words exchanged with Tyrion Lannister, his sharp wit and keen insights leaving you both amused and thoughtful. His eyes, bright with intelligence, had assessed you with a mix of curiosity and something akin to approval, a recognition of shared understanding that warmed you. The nobility of King's Landing, with their finely embroidered garments and carefully masked intentions, had been both daunting and fascinating. You remember the subtle dance of politics and power, the delicate threading of alliances and rivalries hinted at in seemingly casual exchanges. You had watched, listened, and perhaps learned more than you realized at the time. There was a heady sense of accomplishment in having navigated this world, even if only for an evening. A gentle breeze stirs the leaves above, and you close your eyes, focusing inward. The evening has left you with a sense of belonging, a feeling of having stepped into a tapestry far larger than yourself. You think of those who wandered the halls beside you, each carrying their own stories, their own burdens and dreams. In this shared experience, you find a quiet camaraderie, a connection that transcends words. You open your eyes and find yourself gazing at the night sky, its vastness a reminder of the mysteries that still await. The stars, distant and eternal, seem to wink knowingly, as if acknowledging the journey you have begun. In their light, you see reflected the faces of those you met tonight, the laughter shared, the moments of understanding reached across divides of birth and station. A soft voice pulls you from your reverie, a fellow guest who has also sought solace in the garden's tranquility. Their presence is a gentle reminder that you are not alone in your reflections. You share a few words, simple and sincere, about the evening's wonders. The conversation is like a soft melody, a shared appreciation for the beauty and complexity of what you have experienced. It is a comfort, this shared reflection, and it deepens your sense of connection to this place and its people. As the night deepens, you find yourself contemplating the growth this evening has fostered within you. There is a quiet pride in having partaken in the banquet, in having stood among the lords and ladies of King's Landing and held your own. You realize that you have changed, subtly but undeniably, your perspective widened by the evening's events. The world, with all its intricacies and possibilities, feels more tangible, more accessible. This peaceful satisfaction fills you, a gentle warmth that lingers long after the last echoes of the feast have faded. You take a moment to appreciate the path that has brought you here, each step and stumble a part of the journey. There is a sense of gratitude for the experiences that have shaped you, for the people who have crossed your path and left their mark. In this moment of contemplation, you find a deep sense of peace. The world of King's Landing, with its splendor and shadows, feels like a place where you can belong, where you can learn and grow. You carry with you the evening's lessons, the sense of wonder and possibility into the night. As you stand there, a part of the night yet distinct within it, you feel ready to move forward, to see where the path before you might lead. The banquet may have ended, but the journey has only just begun. With one last look at the stars, you turn back towards the heart of King's Landing, carrying with you the night's reflections, a quiet promise of what is yet to come. The grand hall of King's Landing now lies behind you, its opulence and grandeur fading into the soft embrace of night. The air is cool as you step away from the murmurs of the remaining guests, winding your way through the dimly lit corridors of the Red Keep. With each step, the echoes of laughter and music recede, replaced by the gentle hush of the castle settling into slumber. The path to your chamber is lit sporadically by flickering torches, their warm light dancing across the stone walls, casting long shadows that sway gently like the lull of a distant tide. You reach out, brushing your fingers against the cool stone, grounding yourself in the reality of this place, a world both magical and deeply rooted in its own history. Your chamber awaits, a sanctuary perched high above the bustling city, its windows open to the night air that carries with it the faint scent of the sea mingling with the sweet aroma of distant blooms. As you cross the threshold, the room greets you with a comforting warmth, the hearth still aglow with the last of the evening's fire, embers whispering softly as they settle into ash. The chamber is a cocoon of comfort. Rich tapestries adorn the walls, their intricate designs telling tales of the realm, each thread woven with care and precision. A four-poster bed stands invitingly in the center, its heavy velvet curtains drawn back to reveal a nest of pillows and soft, down-filled blankets. The bed seems to sigh with anticipation, ready to envelop you in its embrace. You move slowly, savoring each moment as you prepare for rest. The attire of the evening, silks and embroideries, falls away, replaced by the soft linen of a nightshirt, as comforting as a familiar embrace. The fabric is cool against your skin, a gentle reminder of the world outside, while the warmth of the room wraps around you like a favorite story told by the fireside. The window beckons, and you drift toward it, drawn by the quiet beauty of the night beyond. From here, the city sprawls in a tapestry of shadows and light, lanterns flickering like stars fallen to earth while the moon hangs high, casting silvery glow over the rooftops and the distant waters of Blackwater Bay. The sound of waves lapping gently against the shore reaches your ears, a rhythmic lullaby that speaks to the deep, timeless pulse of the world. You close your eyes for a moment, breathing deeply, allowing the scents and sounds to wash over you. The cool breeze caresses your face, ruffling your hair with a tenderness that feels almost alive, as if the night itself were whispering secrets meant only for you. Turning away, you move toward the bed, each step a deliberate shedding of the day's adventures and excitements. The mattress gives slightly under your weight, welcoming you into its folds as you sink into its softness. The pillows cradle your head, whispering promises of dreams yet to come, while the blankets cocoon around you, their weight a gentle reassurance. The room is filled with a peaceful silence, punctuated only by the occasional crackle from the hearth and the soft rustle of fabric as you settle into comfort. Your eyes grow heavy, the world around you blurring into a soothing tapestry of shadow and light, the walls of the chamber a fortress against the cares of the world. Thoughts drift like clouds across your mind, images of the evening playing back in slow, languid motion. The laughter shared, the exotic flavors tasted, the shimmer of candlelight on golden goblets, all blend into a gentle symphony of contentment. You feel a deep satisfaction, a warmth that blossoms from within, knowing that you have been a part of something both grand and intimate. The night deepens, and with it comes a profound sense of tranquility. The universe of King's Landing, with its towering spires and whispered intrigues, fades into a gentle backdrop, a comforting reminder of the magic that surrounds you. Here, in this moment, you are both part of this world and apart from it, safe within the haven of your chamber. Your breathing slows, each exhale a soft surrender to the pull of sleep. The moonlight spills across the room, a silvery blanket that bathes everything in its serene glow. You feel its touch on your closed eyelids, a cool balm that soothes away the last remnants of wakefulness. As the final strands of consciousness unravel, you are left with a profound sense of peace, the world outside slipping away as you journey inward. The night holds you in its gentle embrace, cradling you in a timeless rhythm, a lullaby sung by the stars themselves. You drift, weightless and free, carried on the currents of a dream, knowing that here, in the heart of this magical world, you are at home. The last thought you hold on to, like a treasured keepsake, is one of gratitude for the feast, the laughter, the stories shared, and the promise of another dawn in this wondrous place. And with that, you surrender to sleep, the world of King's Landing a gentle backdrop to your dreams, the night a vast ocean of quietude, carrying you onward into the realms of rest and renewal. As the echoes of laughter and the clinking of goblets in the grand halls of King's Landing gently fade away, we find ourselves returning from a vibrant feast to the quiet embrace of the night. Tonight, we've woven ourselves into the enchanting tapestry of Westeros, savoring the rich textures and subtle scents of our first banquet in the bustling heart of the realm. Thank you for joining me on this delicate journey through the corridors of imagination. As we close this chapter, remember that here on the Sleepy Dungeon Master channel, you are always welcome to return and explore the many worlds that await us. Allow yourself to wander into the stories that comfort the soul and spark the imagination. Whether it's revisiting King's Landing or venturing somewhere new, know that each journey will be crafted with warmth and care for both weary minds and adventurous spirits. Now, as you find your way to a deep and restful sleep, let the gentle sway of soft winds and the quiet whispers of the night cradle you. Permission granted to set aside the day and snuggle into the velvety calm that awaits. May dreams as sweet and serene as a quiet forest path embrace you, easing you into a profound slumber. Until we meet again, may peace wrap around you as softly as a cloak at dusk. Good night, dear traveller. Rest well and know that when you're ready, more stories will be waiting to gently guide you back into the realm of dreams.